a huge member of the Jets fan community, Mr. Bruce Reeder. His battle with cancer was very well documented, both in the New Era One Team, Our Team Facebook page, and also all the various New York Jets Facebook pages in which he belonged to, was an administrator to, etc., etc. Earlier in the week, he lost his battle with cancer. So, unfortunately, it's as Jimmy described, it's bittersweet. Now, I did not get the opportunity to meet Bruce face-to-face, but I do know he was an avid listener of Weapons Hot. We're not here to mourn Bruce, as we are here to celebrate Bruce's life, celebrate his fandom as a New York Jets fan, because that's what he would want us to do. He would probably get in every one of our faces and say, "Don't cry about me. You go out there and you bleed green and white. You root for our team. You do what it is that you do." Because no matter what, he's going to always be there.
I didn't get the privilege of meeting him. I kind of posted in the group today as well. I think Bruce was kind of like larger than life when it came to this team and to the fan base. And, starting this group, running it, and just his ability to touch so many people in a positive way. Like, that was one of the first things that I knew, that my impressions of him. I got into New Era about 4 years ago, and the One Team, Our Team catchphrase and the positivity, because I was in another group, I'm not going to name it, another pretty big group. It was just real toxic. It was real negative, and I didn't like it. And Anthony Triola actually invited me over to the New Era group, and I got to interact with all these guys, Sonny Shades, Bruce, Kevin Robbins, Chapo, like all the guys throughout the group, and online got to know everybody quite well. And the biggest thing that I could always say about Bruce is he was always such a positive force in Gangrene Nation and Jets Nation. And he always was a voice of reason. He was always a voice of positivity, because as well as I do, CJ, that you get Jets fans just go back and forth at each other, man, and none of us can ever get along.
Don't I know it?
We always have something that we're fighting about. There was, back when I got into New Era, there was the Geno Smith camp versus the Ryan Fitzpatrick camp, and there, those sides were fighting. And Bruce was always like, "Hey, man, One Team, Our Team. Whoever's going to be the best is going to play." Like, that positivity was the best thing. And he was such a giant face of the fan base that a couple of years ago, when I got a friend request from him, and I'm like starstruck. I was like, "Wow, what me?" But that's just the way he was. This was never about him. This group was never about him. The tailgates at D7 were never about him. It was about everybody else. And I don't have much else to say. I don't want to overstep because, like I said, I never got the pleasure of meeting Bruce, but he definitely touched my life in a positive way. And I can't thank him enough for that. I can't thank him enough for bringing me to everyone in these groups. And he's probably a catalyst for me, expanding my YouTube channel and my desire to be kind of a New York Jets pundit or analyst or whatever you want to call what we do. But that was Bruce. He lifted everybody up.
Sonny Shades. His name is Matt McCucci. And he actually wrote this to me, and I'd like to share this on the air with you guys. He's been a Jets fan for all his life, as far as I know. He would attend games at Shea Stadium and was definitely an attendee of the Meadowlands. He would tailgate with guys like Bill Trace and his brother, who he could not remember his name. He was very close with his nephew, Alex Park, and would regularly attend games with him since he was a child, and now he's a full-grown adult. His wife, Louise, was his rock, but was also a Giants fan, but slowly started converting her to the Jets because she realized how much we were a family and how it all made him so happy. His main tailgate took place in Section D7. For the last, I would say, 8 seasons, he was a frequent visitor of Section D10 and Gotham City Cruise tailgates at the stadium ever since Claudio Paulo created it. He was a connection point for basically all the people who have had a voice today, like Euros, Eddie Delgado, otherwise known as El Chapo, Mike Thomas, Kevin Robbins, Civi Merritt, otherwise known as Meats, and so on. He changed all of our lives forever. He created a family out of different types of people, from personalities and different colors. He was a truly beautiful human man.